My TTL computer. Today will be part 2 of our overview of revision 4 operating at 2K RAM on my TTL computer. And today we're going to take a look at the software updates in our system experience at revision 4. Okay, so I have already booted up. The system is up and operational, and I'm going to start our 8-bit terminal now. And we see that that mini terminal is going. And I'm going to press enter now. And we're going to see that we're presented with a system prompt. So now that we have 8 times as much memory, basically can fully dedicate bank 0 to the system code. And what was the hex loader now has been updated to be a very mini monitor for my TTL computer that can basically do 2 things. And one of those is to go or jump to a specific location to begin execution in memory. And we don't really have anything loaded right now in the system. So the only place that we can go is to address 0, which is basically the start of the monitor. And now, since we're in a 2K address space, we need to specify 3 hex digits for an address. So the go command is G, followed by the address we're going to. And I said, there's nothing there. We're just jumping back to the beginning of the monitor. And we can just see if we do enter, we just have the prompt. And the second thing that the monitor can do is can basically initiate the hex load process. And we do that with Control L from the terminal. And we give the name of the file that we are going to transfer. And that goes. And we can see that our transfer program is a little bit different now. What the transfer program does is it basically sends chunks of the program in 32-byte chunks, and each chunk includes a checksum. So we know now that when the file transfer completes, that with the checksums, we can be confident that our program loads up correctly. And we can see here that it's saying what I call segments, where we see the bank number followed by the memory address that is basically being sent. So here we've sent up 3 banks, bank 4, 5, and 6, and that's loaded. So now we have some places we can jump to now using our monitor. So let's go to address 400. And we just have our program just typing out, hey, I'm in bank 4. We can go to address 600. And that's bank 6. And we can go to address 500. And that just started out in bank 5 and then put out the message, and it jumped to bank 6, and we're back to the monitor. So that's a pretty significant change from the way that the computer operated up to revision 3. So it's really, again, beginning to feel like a different system and a real computer at this point, where we have the monitor and we can issue some commands and run some programs that are located within memory. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to do, all right, so our monitor that we have with the system is really small. I said it can only do 2 things. It can only jump to a location or load a new program. So what we're going to do is we're going to load an extension, monitor extension that I have developed. And we're going to let this go. One thing that's kind of cool with the hex loader is that it can load code anywhere now in the system. And this debug program that we're loading up, I said, is an extension to the monitor, and it automatically installs the the patch, if you will, into the existing monitor, and the new functionality that we're going to add is essentially automatically added to the monitor, and we'll see that. Okay, so that is transferred up and completed, and now we'll see the new command that was added to the monitor, and is basically the dump or the debug command. So we can say D, and we can give it again a 3-digit address, and we can dump out the contents of memory. Okay, so we're just looking at the first bytes that are in RAM. And then to exit that, we can just do a period. And then, I don't know, let's take a look at, let's do this. I'm going to dump a memory address 200. Okay, so again, we're dumping the memory. Let's end that. I'm going to dump this again. And now we can also change the contents of memory. So let's add in just new contents. And again, period to enter, exit that. And then we can just dump this again. So we can see that the memory is changed. Okay, so we're going to end that. So what did we look at today? We got to see how the hex loader has been evolved into a real monitor now, where we can jump to specific locations in memory and execute those things. We've seen that we have a real official way, an easy way to load programs into the system in a reliable way with checksums, so we know that the upload works correctly. And we've gotten a little bit of a peek at the what the actual code looks like in the banked environment, and we will look at that a lot more in our next video, where we will take a look at we'll examine just some of the source code from this little bank program that we had, and then we'll also look at the output from the assembler, and we'll take a look at the object code that the assembler is generating, and we'll really start to get a better feel for how this banking environment is working. So that's it. Thanks for watching.